What the heck? Oh, my head. Where the heck am I at? What the? Hello, Editing Lex. It has come to my understanding that you attempted to kill me. Is that correct? I was just following orders. That's what the boss told me to do. Well, if you listen to the boss, I hope you wouldn't mind listening to me, because I'm gonna be your new boss. Understand? You're not gonna be my new boss? How could you be my new boss, huh? I mean, I'm only listening to the original Lex. But the problem is, I'm the original Lex, okay? He is not. He is Season 3 Lex. I need you to help me destroy him. Are you willing to do that? Well, he's too powerful. How could we ever hope to destroy him, huh? What kind of stupid plan do you got there? I have a plan, alright. So, are you in or not? I mean, I guess I'm in. So, can I still edit the videos? Sure, I don't see any reason why not. Here. Here's your editing hat. Thanks. So, what are we going to do to defeat him? Huh? Alrighty then. Time for me to do my first video. Well, I guess this is going to turn out pretty well. If I'm the one doing it, of course. Camera, good. Computer, everything is good. Hello everyone, I'm the Lexo623. Here's another video from me. Welcome back to Harry Potter month. Today's review is going to be Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. By far, the best Harry Potter movie. So, let's dig into this film. So, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is the first one, I believe, directed by David Yates. And basically, the rest of the films were all directed by David Yates from here onwards. Now, Order of the Phoenix has a pretty simple plot, so let's just dive right into it. So, let's start off by reading the plot synopsis. Lord Voldemort Lord Voldemort has returned, but few want to believe it. In fact, the Ministry of Magic is doing everything it can to keep the wizarding world from knowing the truth, including appointing Ministry official Dolores Umbridge as the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts. When Professor Umbridge refuses to train her students in practical defensive magic, a select group of students decides to learn on their own. With Harry Potter as their leader, these students, who call themselves Dumbledore's Army, meet secretly at a hidden room at Hogwarts to hone their wizarding skills in preparation for battle with the Dark Lord and his Death Eaters. New adventure, more dangerous, more thrilling than ever, is yours in this enthralling film version of the 5th novel in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. A terrifying showdown between good and evil awaits. Prepare for battle. So, this film, the plot is basically Dolores Umbridge is invited to be the is appointed as Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher by Minister of Magic Cornelius Fudge. Now, she is pretty much the worst teacher ever. I would even say worse than Gilderoy Lockhart. Now, the reason why I say that is because she doesn't teach anything real. Basically, she just prepares her students for standardized tests that will in no way prepare them for real life. And good lord, this is a metaphor for the modern education system. I just now realized that. I don't know if that's the way it was intended, but that's pretty much how it comes across. I don't know if anyone else talks about this, but this film reminds me a lot of the education system in America. I don't know how it works in England because obviously I don't live there. But I know here in America, the way school works is they prepare us for tests that will in no way prepare us for the real world. Which is just really, if it was intended to be a metaphor for the modern education system, then yeah, I applaud them for that. If this was an accident, then still I applaud them, because it's still a great film. So, the plot is Dolores Umbridge doesn't really teach them anything practical. Instead, she just teaches them how to take tests, known as owls. So, yeah. Alrighty. So, without further ado, let's just talk about the students. Alrighty, so there aren't really any new students introduced, so I'm just gonna go over the older ones that appear in this film. So, of course, there's Harry Potter, who in this film takes on a leadership role as he basically becomes the leader of Dumbledore's Army, a secret group of wizards that he trains to defend themselves against the dark arts. Because that's what Dolores Umbridge is not doing. Now, there are quite a few returning characters like Neville Longbottom, Cho Chang, and Ginny Weasley. Now, this is basically where the sort of subplot of Harry and Ginny being a thing basically started. So yeah, Harry teaches all of them defensive spells, and So we get to spend a lot more time with the students in this. Also in this one kind of furthers the Ron and Hermione relationship. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the teachers. Now, there is only one new teacher that shows up, Dolores Umbridge. And she is a terrible, horrible character that I don't like whatsoever. But she was supposed to be that way. Now, the reason that she is a very hated character is, one, she doesn't teach the students anything. Two, she lives in blissful ignorance of the fact that Lord Voldemort has returned. And three, she basically creates a bunch of rules that the school has to follow that are completely and entirely pointless. And she's very irritating. Now, Argus Filch actually has a bit more relevance in this film, because of the fact that he works with Umbridge as opposed to, well, opposing her. He basically is the person who's putting up all the rules, and he also helps her find the room of requirement where the Dumbledore's army is practicing. Another thing is Professor Trelawney, who was in the last film. I didn't really talk about her. I still forgot the name of the class that she teaches, but basically Umbridge tries to fire her in this movie, which is kind of actually very much a bad thing, because, I mean, she's a teacher that's been there for quite a while, apparently. And she is played by Emma Thompson. And then Dolores Umbridge was played by Imelda Staunton. I probably horribly mispronounced her name. I'm sorry about that, but she delivers a great performance, the actress that plays Dolores Umbridge, because she just pulls it off so well. The teacher that is blissfully ignorant to the fact that she isn't a good teacher whatsoever. She thinks that all of the stuff she's doing is helpful. But one of my favorite things that happens to her actually happens in, I believe, Deathly Hallows Part 1, where they go to the Ministry of Magic disguised, and she's like saying that this one witch is actually a muggle, and then Harry, who is disguised with Polyjuice Potion, is just brings up a line from this film where he says, "You're lying, Dolores, and we mustn't tell lies." That is another great line, and David Yates is actually my favorite director of the series. Now, this film is where it goes full-on dark, by the way, so that's my talk about the teachers. Let's move on to other characters. Alrighty, so there are quite a few other characters introduced. So first off, there's Bellatrix Lestrange, a Death Eater that ends up killing Sirius Black. She is played by Helena Bonham Carter. And if you've never seen Helena Bonham Carter, either you're lying or you've never seen a Tim Burton film. Yes, she is in literally just about every Tim Burton film. But in this, she is Bellatrix Lestrange, the person who, as it's revealed in this one, I believe, she used the Cruciatus Curse on Neville's parents, to get information from them. And I believe she actually killed them afterward, which is really sad. So also, Sirius Black has a lot more to do in this film than he did in Goblet of Fire. In Goblet of Fire, basically, all that happened with him was he just popped out of the fireplace and he's like, "Yo, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" Harry's like, "No," and he's like, "Aight." But in this one, he's actually very relevant to the plot. He is a member of the Order of the Pheonix. A group that includes Remus Lupin, Sirius Black, Mad-Eye Moody, and several other characters. So next is Lucius Malfoy. All I'm gonna say with him is it's very clear in this one that he's a Death Eater, and he basically goes and tries to get the prophecy but ends up dropping it, and basically I think he gets thrown in Azkaban or whatever. So next character, Peter Pettigrew. He has like a metal arm in this one, and it's about all that's really relevant with him. But yeah, Peter Pettigrew does show up in this, but he doesn't really do much. So there's also Alistair Mad-Eye Moody, who was in the Goblet of Fire, but it was actually Barty Crouch Jr. who drank Polyjuice Potion. So now we get to see the real Mad-Eye Moody. And I think it is a really good performance. But something does happen with him later on, which I am not going to spoil yet. So, well, later on in the series, not later on in this film. So he is an Auror and also another member of the Order of the Phoenix. So yeah, that's it for other characters. Now, let's move on to closing thoughts. Alrighty, so closing thoughts on Order of the Phoenix. Once again, it is the best Harry Potter movie. And it just has a lot of stuff that I like. It is the first one to be directed by David Yates, who is the director of the rest of the films. I think he's one of the only directors that ever shows up twice. Well, that ever shows up more than once. Yeah, he's a good director, and I like a lot of the shots in this film. One of my favorite scenes is actually in the Ministry of Magic when they are all fighting. It is a great fight scene, and it was something that was kind of missing from all the other films before this one. Which, now that David Yates is directing, there are quite a few more of the wizard duels. So yeah, I think I've said everything that I want to say about this film. Once again, it is a great film. The directing is great. The acting is wonderful. They gave Harry Potter a haircut, which I actually prefer to the way his hair looked in Goblet of Fire. So, that is the end of the video. This is Lexo623, signing off.
I'd rather wake up next to a stranger than wake up next to you. It's your weekly routine that bothers me. Before you hurt yourself, just leave. This ain't the end of me, all the things that I could be. This is the end of you, after all that we've been through. This ain't the end of me, all the things that I could.
Alrighty, here's the plan. So, we need to find out what he's going to be doing in the next review. Not this review that he's about to do, but the one after this. We need to find him while he's doing the Half-Blood Prince review. And I don't know what we're gonna do. We should probably decide how we're going to destroy him. I mean, we do have a magic wand in our possession, but it's basically just a pin that has magical properties. We could use that to destroy him, but I don't think that it will be enough to fully destroy him. It will just weaken him so that I can basically be the boss. So, are you in or not? I'm in. Alright. Let's destroy him.